Right. I think we're about live. And I am playing a game called Paper Perjury, which is very clearly Ace Attorney inspired. And I've actually played... In the demo, you have it says it's case 1. It seemed very short, but I'm gonna play it because it introduces the characters and all of that. And I don't know, maybe there's more of it than was in the demo, but we'll see. As you can see, there are apparently 5 cases. Hello! Right. April 16, unknown. This is Detective Ernest Hunt's office. I'm away from the office. Please leave a message. And yes, it has very Ace Attorney, what's the word? Sort of pun names to it. Ernest Hunt. Yeah, they're like that. Detective, this is Chandra Lear, the witness from yesterday. I lied yesterday. There's more going on than I was letting on. I made a terrible mistake, and I need your protection. I think my... Chandra, please forgive me. Okay. So, we have a witness who's been... maybe killed, maybe just knocked slightly unconscious. April 16th, 8 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5, station lobby. This is it, my first real job as a clerk. My name is Justina Smith. I'm a newly hired police clerk working at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. Though, when I told my parents, they seemed to think I was signing on as a cop. I'd rather avoid that sort of dangerous life. I'm more than content just doing paperwork. Not that I'm afraid of action. Everyone always says I'm too headstrong. Still, I'm really nervous. Stay calm, Justina. All you have to do is do your job well and keep your head low. Here we go. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Maybe there's someone around here I can ask. Excuse me, sir? Sorry, miss. I'm in a hurry. Wait, I work here. But today's my first day. I'm here for the clerk role. Oh. In that case, I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. Unfortunately, that's about all the pleasantries I can give right now. Something important just occurred, and I need to get going. Miss Earle is our senior clerk here. Go speak with her for your assignment. Your station should be in the back. Time's ticking. Gotta run. Jeez, someone's in a hurry. Well, at least I know where my desk is now. Time to meet my supervisor. Okay, so we have profiles. Yeah, he was actually pretty polite for somebody in a hurry. Excuse me, I'm looking for a Miss Earle. If you're here to speak with an officer, please wait in the lobby. What? Oh no, I'm not a civilian. Well, maybe I am. Does an office job here make me a civilian? Office job? Can I see some ID? I think I brought that with me. I would hope you brought it with you to your police station job, because yeah. Okay, so we're gonna select the evidence and present it, which, yes, that does sound very familiar. There's the ID. Hello? What? Right, okay, so let's present her with our ID. You're the new girl. I'm Sue P. Earle. Welcome to your new office. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am the head and, before today, the only clerk here at this branch. However, this is not the time for chit-chat. Sue P. Earle? I don't know, I don't get what her name is supposed to be a pun of. Yeah. Sue Pearl sounds like something. It's something like that. This is not time for chit-chat. Today's a busy day and we need you working right away. There's a police report from yesterday that I need you to file. Something came up recently that requires my full attention. I trust you can handle a simple filing job. Yes, ma'am. Make sure all the information matches up correctly. Once you're done, let me know. I want to know why everyone is in a rush, but I can ask her about it later. Right now, I need to get to work. That's right. You're not a detective. Our job is paperwork. We're bureaucracy. Well, it's about as basic as a workstation can be. So much for getting trained. Hopefully I can figure this out myself. Okay, so we've got a police report, detective summary, a witness statement, and a couple pieces of evidence. So we got the thief's path. Footprints found at the crime scene. Spacing of the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly towards and away from the safe. Oh yeah, that's right, isn't it? Like, you're not a detective in Ace Attorney either. The window the thief entered from. It unlocks from the inside only. The safe. Money for the Klaus orphanage was stored here. Half of it was stolen. No evidence of tampering. Right. So now you can access the summary section. So, and done. Looks like everything is here. Let's see. I should look over everything real quick before I file them. Now for that witness statement. Good thing the detective recorded it. Half? What? Yeah, half. Okay. So. Camera's on. We can begin when you're ready. Hey, that sounds just like the detective I spoke to earlier. This must be his case then. Can you provide your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I'm Chandra Lear. I work as a maid at the Eubank estate. Hey, zombie! How you doing? I appreciate the cooperation. Now you can you describe the events that took place earlier? Of course. Here we go. The statement. I was cleaning the hallway when I heard a noise coming from this room. I went inside and saw someone taking money out of the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot-tall man carrying lockpicks. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. I am finally feeling a little better. Like, this is... Oh, it's been a bit of a rough one. Holidays always, the whole chronic illness thing in the holidays, you always struggle. At least I always struggle. I think a lot of us do. That is Geert. That's my husband. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Half of the money inside was stolen. Called the police to report the crime shortly afterwards. I see. Seems to me like it was a simple robbery. Wait a second. Something about what she just said seems off. Did she just lie? I need to look over her statement again. I'm sure there's a problem somewhere. The final line I think has the problem. I can press the dispute button to present evidence. Submitting is as easy as clicking present on the evidence that contradicts that statement. I won't leave this computer until I find this contradiction. Interrogation. The house robbery. She says she was cleaning the hallway when she heard a noise coming from this room. Right. Went inside and saw someone taking money out of the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot-tall man carrying lockpicks. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. Okay, so the thief's path. He walked calmly towards and away from the safe. She said the thief ran, but the evidence shows the thief calmly walked as if he wasn't afraid of being caught. Why would she lie about that? I should let Miss Earle know what I found. Miss Earle, what is it? It's just the witness's statement. It doesn't add up. I was reviewing the case file, and I think she lied. She told the detective that the thief ran in a hurry, but the evidence seems to indicate the opposite, that the thief had walked calmly. Let me see that file. See? I think you're right. The police need to speak with Miss Lear again. She clearly didn't see the thief. Yep. Sorry to say, that would be impossible. Impossible? Why? About an hour ago, we got a call from the Eubank estate. The thief returned this morning, and this time he attempted to take Miss Lear's life. What? Thankfully, she survived, but she's currently in a coma with a life-threatening head injury. Oh, no. Around the time you showed up, our lead detective went to investigate. I've been processing the paperwork over the call. Lead detective, you mean Detective Hunt? I see you've already met. Yes, that's him. So, what do we do now? We'll call the detective and inform him. He can decide what to do next. Until then, keep Miss Lear's statement with you. You might need it later. But why would the thief return to the scene of the crime? There has to be more to it. I think I'll speak with the detective when he gets back. Okay, so we have the statement, and like I said, you can see it's a lot like Ace Attorney, but I don't think it's like it still feels like its own thing too. So Detective Hunt has returned. I hope my tip helped him. Excuse me, Detective Hunt. I'm busy, right? Hold on. You're that new girl, right? The one Miss Earle told me found that clue. Yes, I'm Justina Smith, sir. Looks like our newest member already wants to be out on the front lines. You misunderstand, sir. Standing in front of an armed criminal is not what I signed up for. In any case, maybe you can help me. Help you how? I could use your help getting a confession from our thief. Follow me to the interrogation room. Sir? Sir, I do paperwork. I'm a bureaucrat. I am not a detective. Ah! Wait! What? He's gone. How on earth am I supposed to help him? Guess now I do interrogations. Lucky me. Number 5, viewing room. There you are. The chief wants us to start the interrogation right away. Now, hold on just a minute. I'm a police clerk. What exactly do you want me to do? Write down everything you two say? No, I want you to help me interrogate the suspect. Interrogate? I don't want to interrogate someone. You're a police officer. How could you not know how to interrogate someone? I am not a police officer. I was hired to do paperwork. I'm a clerk. Paperwork is the true life of a police officer. You'll do fine. Okay. But I feel a little underqualified to be in charge of an interrogation. I think in real life this would actually be, like, this would undermine the investigation because she isn't, like, a trained and qualified detective. So I think it could potentially cause problems. I'm the one in charge. You're there to help. Besides, you're young. You being there might make the suspect lower their guard. Well, I guess I'll help as much as I can. Yeah, I think it would. I think it would because you can't just have, you know, I mean, she works at the station, but you can't just have people who aren't police just come in on an interrogation. But then Ace Attorney too, there's a lot of stuff in there that you wouldn't fly in real life, of course. All you need to do is listen to their statements, and if you find a flaw, point it out. It's exactly the same as what you did on the computer. But what if their statement is perfect? Yes, exactly like an attorney investigating crimes. As long as the suspect is hiding something, there will always be a flaw somewhere. You'll just have to find those flaws until the truth comes out. You sound like you expect the suspect to lie. I do. And you should too. Sometimes the flaw might not be immediately obvious. You can question the suspect to ask for more information. They might reveal some additional information that could be helpful. Right. So I question the suspect if I want clarification, and I dispute when I find a flaw. You got it. See? You're a natural interrogator. We need an ironclad confession, so we need to find all the flaws in the suspect's statements. Easier said than done. Wait, am I even allowed to go in there? Save any further questions for the suspect. He sure is impatient, and he didn't answer the question. Okay. So this is the inside of interrogation room. I'm lucky I'm here on the police side. And on the other side is our thief. I thought the witness said they were male. Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to grab my assistant. Since when was I his assistant? She's new here, so let me catch her up to speed. As part of your arrest, you agreed to completely cooperate with us. And you're going to hold up your end of the deal, right? On my honor as a police officer. Then your ears better open themselves. The greatest plan of the entire criminal underground. All she did was go through a window. I wish more criminals had your enthusiasm. Please, state your name for us. I'm the great and cunning Hannah Overyor. I think that is another pun name, and I think it's supposed to be sort of like hand over your valuables. But it's, I will say their pun names are a little labored at times. It's like, I'm not imagining that though, right? No lie so far. You're doing great. Keep it up. Well, of course. Sir. Stop patronizing me. I stole from one of the wealthiest men in the city. And I arrested you for the crime in less than 24 hours, but by all means, keep bragging. No comeback? Then let us continue. You're currently only being charged with the crime of larceny, so we... Hold on. What about... All in due time, Miss Assistant. We have a criminal giving a full confession. That takes priority. What's he getting at? She committed the assault too, right? Why is he not charging her for that as well? Wait, who is he calling Miss Assistant? As I was saying, all we need is your official statement. Are you ready, Miss Assistant? Ready as I'll ever be. Then, Monsieur, you may begin at any time. Her statement. A theft I am proud of. Around 4:30 p.m., I snuck into the Eubank estate. Spotted the safe. It's inside stuffed with treasure. Let's just question her a little bit. It was just money. Have you ever heard of poetic license? Obviously that was the treasure. I pulled off great heist and deserved some added flair. She seems a little loopy. It's a really great heist if you get caught the next day. Used my trusty lockpicks to open the window and made my way inside. Question though. The window only unlocks from the inside. Monsieur, you couldn't have opened the window. The window in the room only opens from the inside. No lockpicks could get you around that. I can explain. See, the weather was really warm that day. The maid opened up the window. I just got the details mixed up. Let me explain. When I snuck into the estate, the window was already open. Right. So I simply climbed in. That's when I spotted the safe. I used my trusty tools to open up the safe. I just mixed up the window in the safe. But the safe, no evidence of tampering. If you only saw the safe after you entered, why did you break in at all? The Eubanks are wealthy. I knew they would have something good. And I was right, wasn't I? But you wouldn't have known the safe had money in it. Safes always have good stuff in them. Detective, she's clearly hiding something. Maybe she is. That's why you'll have to find something else to make her talk. The way I don't think this is a flaw. Well, yeah, because it focused on the wrong thing. Yeah. But... Oh, I think I maybe... Okay, let me try on this. Right? How did you open the safe? You said you opened it with your lockpicks, but there's no sign of tampering. It can only be opened with a code. The tools would be useless. I never said that my tools were my lockpicks. I mean, my greatest tool of all, patience. I just waited for the maid to open up the safe. I robbed it after she left. Monsieur, I doubt both of your statements are true. You're saying that Miss Lear opened both the safe and the window, and then she just left the room. Yes? Detective, that doesn't make any sense. That would have to be the biggest coincidence ever. But not impossible. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to counter her claim right now. Yeah, but I don't know her reasons. I only took advantage of them. What now? Something is wrong with her story, I know it. There has to be another way to draw out the truth. Miss Yor, can you explain the purpose of your lockpicks? You mean these? Well, they pick locks, as the name implies. I just keep them in my hair for safekeeping. I'm not convinced this woman knows how to lockpick anything. You just said that you waited for the maid to open the window in the safe. So then, why were you carrying lockpicks? I have a good reason for that. One that Miss Tacky Green Suit will accept. It's not as tacky as the orange jumpsuit you'll be wearing. Now, this is not the time for colorful quips. Please, Miss Yor, tell us your story. She's gonna lie more. Tools for a great heist. The lockpicks were needed to enter the estate. There's a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get on the property. Interesting. Why didn't you tell us this before? You didn't ask. That's not a good reason. You're supposed to be confessing. You're the one asking the questions. Maybe you're just bad at your job. This isn't even my job, I'm just a clerk. Place my lockpicks in my hair afterwards. I had no need for them once I got to the window. Miss Yor, did you know Miss Lear gave a recorded statement? So? In her statement, she said that the thief was a 6-foot-tall male and had lockpicks. Her description of you was wrong, but there's one key detail about you she mentioned, that you had lockpicks. If she only saw you during your escape, she would only have seen them as hairpins. Something happened in that room, and it wasn't a simple robbery. Gotcha. I can explain. No, please, allow me. Earlier today, I saw that the footprints you left in that room showed you walking away from the safe. Normally, I would expect a thief like yourself to simply run away. And the possibility was that she lied about seeing you. However, if she knew about the lockpicks, then she clearly had seen you. Oh man, soundtrack guy is just going nuts on this one. I like it. Maybe she saw that I picked the lock of the gate to get into the property. We only found that lock after we arrived and interviewed her. Mrs. Sit, do you know why Miss Lear was in the room with our thief? Well, they knew each other? The whole time you said you wanted to confess to get a plea deal, yet that was never the reason. This is all meant to hide your relationship with Miss Lear. That's exactly it. After getting your tip on the footprints, I came to a conclusion. The thief must have been someone Miss Lear knew. So I asked the Ubig family about her friends, and your name came up. Getting your bank records was the hard part, but that's why I proved you were the thief. How did you get bank records? I have my connections. That's a very, very sort of not very, it's a very suspicious answer there, buddy. It doesn't sound like it's legal. Anyway, it's clear you hid your relationship to keep Miss Lear from being arrested as well. The two of you were working together. You're mistaken. If we were working together, why wouldn't she just let me right through the front door? She wouldn't even need me. She could have just robbed the safe herself. I think my assistant can explain that, can't you? Why did the two of them stage the robbery as they did? Correct again. We did get involved. So their plan at that point was successful. They knew that the money being stolen would make the news. And if Miss Lear says a male thief stole the money, it would throw our investigation off. We trust Miss Lear, of course. So, unless you want us to throw the full extent of the law at you, we need your real confession now. You win. I'm no great thief. No, really? She should probably poke herself in the eye with those lockpicks if she's not careful. Your robbery might not have been very great, but you did try to steal away the truth. I can't believe you. How can you crack jokes at a time like this? Lighten up, Miss Assistant. We won this round. We can have some fun now. I don't know if that's how it works, dude. You haven't taken this seriously at any point. Miss York, we have a few questions to ask now. Don't you already know everything? Just throw me in a jail cell. I don't think you were stealing based out of greed. If you were, why would you only take half the money? So I want to offer you a chance to tell us why you stole the money. I don't think in real life they give much of a shit why you stole it. I think if you steal something, they yeah. You know what the money in the safe was used for, right? Like, it was like, in America, a woman steals a loaf of bread for her starving children, and nobody cares that that's why she did it. So, it was charity money, but I don't know which charity it's for. It's a charity run by the Eubank estate. They raise money for a local orphanage. I have to say, stealing money from orphans doesn't paint you in the best light. Every year, Mr. Eubank raises money for the charity, but he's been lying about how much he receives. The amount they raise and the amount that goes to the charity are different. Chandra helped with the fundraising, and she figured out that there was a discrepancy. Hold on! If he's wealthy enough to have a charity, why is he stealing money from it? Hold on, Miss Assistant. None of this is proven. She lied once already. We have to take the rest with a grain of salt. Still, why would he keep the charity money in a safe? Wouldn't a bank account be safer? Banks keep records. If he was ever audited, the records would reveal what he did. Eubanks own one of the largest investment firms in the country. They know how to avoid leaving any paper trails. I mean, I have definitely seen in the last years people do stuff just like this, so... But why would he give Miss Lear the code to the safe? Of course, they're not using money in a safe. They're using, like, crypto coins in a crypto wallet, but it amounts to much the same. Well, I don't really know. Chandra never told me. So why did the two of you get involved? Chandra couldn't accept what was going on. She told me about what she found and what her plan was, so I agreed to help her. And what were you planning to do with the money after you stole it? Well, we didn't figure that part out. We didn't expect to get caught so quickly. If you told me you'd plan to anonymously donate the money, I could almost respect this little plan. Regardless, we'll still have to charge you. Charge me, but please, at least let Chandra off with a lighter sentence. I was the one who stole the money. All she did was open the window in the safe. I know you'll go arrest her after this, but you have to understand that. Oh no. She doesn't know? Sorry, Miss Yor. We have some bad news. Oh, that's alright. I don't mind if people just want to lurk and listen in. So don't worry about that. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm sorry, Miss Yor. Alright, I said that already. We got a call from the Eubank estate this morning. Miss Lear was attacked and is in critical condition. No, you're joking, right? You're just trying to get me to say more. Well, you'll be charged with larceny, I'm afraid, pending further investigation. You're also being held under arrest for attempted murder. You've got a laptop back, huh? Well, now that you've got it back, you should absolutely play, the Tartarus Key. That game is so good. What? No, why would I try to kill Chandra? We're best friends. I would never hurt her. I believe you, but we don't have a choice right now. You'll be detained here until further notice. It is very discount Phoenix, right? But that doesn't necessarily have a bad thing. Have to be a bad thing. I have Phoenix right, so I will be playing that. I will be playing that like later in the year. I can assure you, however, that your cooperation won't go unnoticed. You have the legal right to a public defender if your case goes to court. Tell with a lawyer. Why did you hide this from me until now? Did you just want to watch me struggle? You're evil, the both of you. Everything they say about cops in the city, you're corrupt, heartless monsters. Sorry, but it would be in your best interest if you didn't speak to us further without a lawyer. The two of us will best be going now. Wish I could do more for you, Hana. I don't think we should kill Chandra. But maybe I'm wrong. God, I don't even know. I guess we'll see as we go. My apologies, Miss Smith. That wasn't something I planned on you having to see. Neither did I. Wait a sec. You actually used my name. You're hereby free from being my assistant. You can go back to your normal duties. If it means anything, you certainly did well back there. If you already knew everything, why did you need me in the first place? When Miss Earle told me how you found that clue, I decided I wanted to test your critical thinking skills. Looks like I was right to test you. Ah, okay, yeah, no. I have, like, my own, like, I don't trust Melissa's. So, I get it. You solved the case like a pro. I hope you didn't mind me having a bit of fun in there. Given how things ended, I wouldn't call any of that fun. I know. She meant most of that for me, not you. Either way, I don't want you to have to face any more of that because of me. So what are you going to do now? Her best friend nearly died and she's our #1 suspect. Going back to the crime scene to try and clear her name, so if you'll excuse me... Hold it! I've agreed to stop being your assistant. Honestly, it's something I want to see for myself. I may not be a police officer, but please, take me with you. I think I've borrowed you from Miss Earle long enough. Keeping you away any longer would only anger her and risk your job. Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? Miss Earle! Wait, how much did you hear? Enough to have an opinion on the matter. Ernest, take her with you. If you think she can help solve the case, it'd be foolish to not even let her see the crime scene. I'm a clerk! I do paperwork! I have not trained for this! I'll make sure Hannah is treated well until you solve the case. Are you sure? What about Justina's duties here? Her paperwork can wait. She can always work overtime. You want me to stay overtime on my first day? Would you rather just stay here and miss all the fun? Alright, deal. I'll go. Good. Do look after her, Ernest. It's still only her first day. Yes, absolutely. Well then, Miss Assistant, are you ready to go? Sir, yes, sir. Perfect. Here's the keys. I'll show you to the car. Wait, you want me to drive? Of course. The assistant always drives. Besides, it's a good test of your driving skills. You never know when we might be in a highway chase. I don't want to be in a highway chase. I'm here to do paperwork. Follow me. That was how my relationship with Detective Hunt began. Went from a desk job to field work in a matter of hours, all because of one small contradiction. Little did I know how much this single case was going to change my life forever. So that is the end of case 1. So it's a bit short. Yeah, I think the others are longer. I guess we'll see. After solving the mystery behind the robbery, we left for the Eubank estate to find out why Miss Lear was attacked. All the while, my new detective friend was telling me the details of how he found Miss Ure. We arrived just as he finished. Okay, back at the Eubank estate. And then I brought her to the interrogation room before you joined the fun. You know the rest. We left that room with Hannah claiming we're awful people. I wouldn't consider any of that fun. Regardless, it's all the more reason for us to prove her innocence. But she's not innocent. She did actually steal money. Like, I get why she did it, but she did actually steal. Then who attacked Chandra? It couldn't possibly have been the Eubank family, right? I have a few ideas, but a good detective avoids becoming tunnel-visioned. It's important to have a fresh perspective on things. That's where I come in. Precisely. You catch on quick. Well, we think she's in. It certainly seems either she's a better actor than we thought, or she is innocent of that, yeah. So, what do we do now? Now comes the fun part of being a detective. Investigating! Seeing as this is your first investigation, would you like me to run you through the basics? Do the basics involve how I'm allowed to do this without it completely blowing our case, because I'm not actually a police officer and I shouldn't be here investigating this at all. Like, I think the thing is that, like, at least Phoenix Wright is, like, a lawyer, and he's looking into things that involve his cases, whereas Justine is literally just a clerk, a consultant. Yeah, that will probably work actually if you a consultant. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's pretty simple. Each time we come across an area to examine, we have a few different options. The first option is look around for clues. We can investigate the immediate area for any details that stick out. Doing so is the best way for us to find evidence, which we can then use in our investigation. Second, we may come across witnesses. When we do so, it's important for us to collect their statement. This is similar to what suspects give during interrogations. This time, we simply take their words and write them down for later. We might find that some witnesses aren't entirely truthful in their statements. When this happens, we can review their statement and point out the contradiction just like we do in the interrogation room. Not everyone will have a flaw in their statement, however, so don't go running around accusing people without a reason. In addition to their statements, we can also just talk to the witnesses. Doing so is another good way to uncover information. Finally, once we're ready to move on, we can travel to another area. We have free reign of the house, so we can move around as we'd like. Alright. Whenever you want to talk to me, we can come back here. I'll have more to say as the case unfolds. Come back here every once in a while to hear more. Now then, let's get started. Okay. I can now track the current leads, the summary section of the case file. Okay, so let's go to the foyer. Okay, wow, this place is much more impressive on the inside. Don't get too distracted by the lion's den before meeting the lion itself. I prefer a hummingbird's nest myself. After all, they represent optimism and playfulness, traits that we all use in our lives. I see you brought a new guest. Welcome to my home. I'm Ferris Eubank. Oh, hi. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're quite nervous. I think some tea should calm those nerves. Care for a cup? No, I would hate to impose. Now, you're a guest in my home. I simply must offer you a drink. Then let's save the cup until after we're finished. Fair enough. Now, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? I thought you caught the thief earlier this morning. We did. That case is already wrapped up with a shiny bow. Oh yeah, she does have a hip flask, doesn't she? Well, I mean, she's rich, so she's eccentric. We're here about the attack on your maid, Miss Lear. Why, I can still hardly believe that Chandra was attacked. Just this morning she was getting my tea ready, and before I knew it, the police were here. What the? Why is her tea on fire? Don't let your tea on fire, folks. It's not a good idea. I hope for her sake you can lock away that wicked thief for what she did. What exactly is in that tea? Your cooperation in this matter is greatly appreciated. Ah, Edgeworth. That is absolutely something Edgeworth would say. That we'll call you a consultant. That is a very Edgeworth thing to say. We have played a little bit of the first Ace Attorney together, me and him, but I am gonna probably, like I said, I got it during the winter sale. I'm gonna be playing it on stream this year because I want to actually finish the game. It was pretty cool. And well, my dear sweet husband cannot help but try to help me solve riddles in games even when he's watching my streams. Your cooperation in this matter is greatly appreciated. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. In that case, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Can you tell me where you were when Miss Lear was attacked? Let me think. This morning, I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. After my husband finished eating, I stayed by myself in the dining room. We adopted a stray cat yesterday, so I was feeding him. Yeah, I know, I know there's been quite a few released, and I understand, like, the newest trilogy, which is, like... the newest trilogy is, like, Edgeworth cases, seems to be... But yeah, some of the other ones seem to have, like, mixed feelings about them. The first trilogy is apparently really, really good. I was there the whole time until the police came. I believe it was shortly after that when Chandra was found. Okay. They took in a stray cat. Interesting. Now I have that statement, so I can... Yeah, look at it. Can anyone verify your whereabouts? Not a soul, I'm afraid. I suppose that makes me a suspect? Of course not. You don't have a motive. We only wanted to know where you were. Your partner here seems to have a different idea. Guilty as charged. Yeah, I mean, that is the danger in games of having, like, a main character that is, like, so iconic. Like, you sort of, like, if you look at, like, the Yakuza games, they had to make a Gaiden game, about, Kiryu, because they couldn't really sort of fully retire him. They tried, but it didn't work. Here's a tip, Miss Assistant. Lack of motive does not mean lack of guilt. Chandra is family detective. We would never hurt her. Then you should have no issue with us looking around to confirm that. Well, you're free to look around. After all, you already caught the culprit. What's with his attitude? I should have a talk with him outside. Okay. So let's see. If I go outside, I can see what's going on there. You know, you could have been nicer to our host. She's a suspect in an attempted murder. I was only being fair. If I go easy on her, she might take advantage of that kindness. I understand that, but you took it way too far. We shouldn't treat every potential suspect like criminals. Yeah. Like an orca? Like an actual orca? That sounds kind of amazing. What about the, there's one that's like, what, like set in the past? Like well before Phoenix? Because that one I am a little curious about, just because, like, that's kind of a neat idea. I know you mean well, but you haven't met the people I have. We can't afford any risks. Sounds like there's a story there. There is, but that's for another day. I'll hold you to that. Still not sure about Hannah's story. Why would the Eubanks want to steal charity money? I can think of a number of reasons. I'm sure she's telling the truth. Whatever happened to she lied once already, we have to take the rest with a grain of salt. That was Detective Hunt speaking. Ernest Hunt says she's innocent. But don't you have your doubts? Yeah, I have my doubts. Still, I believe her. I don't think any actor could fake the anger she had. It did feel real. It'd be so much easier if this was all an accident. Blame it all on bad luck. Okay. Back into the foyer. Eubank Investments. Mrs. Eubank. Please, dear, call me Ferris. Ferris, could you tell me about Eubank Investments? It's an investment firm that our family runs. We provide the funds to transform empty land into beautiful destinations. Ooh. How empty? And what kind of destinations? My husband is the founder and CEO. I run the legal department. Because there's no conflict of interest there. Oh, legal department. Wow. It's hardly that impressive. A single cup of oolong... That is not oolong tea! Oh, they made a film. Huh. I had no idea there actually was... Oh, actually, no, you're right. Are you talking about the live-action film? Because I want to say I've seen, like, screenshots from that. And, like, just the fact that they went there with his hair and stuff, I loved. That was not oolong tea, ma'am. Oolong tea does not light on fire. It does not. Don't let her modesty fool you, Miss Assistant. Eubank Investments has dealings all around Azure City and beyond. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm done with the games, because that actually sounds like it could be a blast, because the games are a little ridiculous, but in a way that works really well. It would be impossible for them not to run into a lot of legal issues. I bet you're the life of the party, detective. Well, you don't get to be detective on good looks alone. Anyway, it was her who secured the company's first major property development. That success led the company to where it is today. No need to flatter me, detective. After all, my husband did all the planning. I just carried out those plans. My husband came up with the ideas. I just did all the real work. Excuse me. When was that major investment exactly? I believe it was about a decade ago. I see. I never thought I'd be meeting Mrs. Eubank. I think all of that happened 10 years ago. Doing all right, dear. If you're feeling tired... No, thank you. I do not drink fire. Keep my past to myself. If you're hungry, feel free to help yourself to the kitchen. Some delicious food might ease that mind of yours, We should be heading to the crime scene. We have an investigation to conduct. Should pay both places a visit. Okay. Let's check out the crime scene. It's strange how familiar this room is now. Imagine how I feel coming and going from this room so often. I ought to be paying rent at this point. You'd have to sell everything you own to afford rent in a place like this. Anyways, what should we... Hold it right there! This is an active crime scene. Civilians can't just wander around here. Oh boy. They really went hard with the, objection smacking sound thing in this game, too. They do a lot of it. Perfect timing. I was wondering where you were. Ed, welcome back. I see you brought a guest. Miss Assistant, let me introduce you to the lead detective, Sophie Swift. Nice to meet ya. Wait, what do you mean lead detective? I thought you were in charge. That handles robberies. I'm the one who handles homicides and attempts at homicide. I don't know. You must be Justina Smith, correct? Wait, how did you know that? I have it written right here. Justina Smith, a clerk working under Sue P. Earle. The chief told us about you last week. He showed us a picture and everything. Wait, then how come Detective Hunt didn't know me? Why, would you look at the time? I really ought to be going. You forgot, didn't you? Keen as ever, I see. Is he always like this? As long as I've known him. He's a good heart, though. Anyways, Sue told me you got a confession from the thief. We got a confession for the robbery, but she didn't attack Chandra. Justina here couldn't bear to see an innocent person accused like that and begged me to bring her here. That's... Hey! Don't listen to him. Well, since you're here, let me give you the rundown. Alright. Let's find out what happened. Around 8 o'clock this morning, Miss Lear left a voicemail for Red that seemed to be cut off abruptly. It sounded like someone had attacked her. I was sent over to investigate. I got here at about 8:10. Wow, that's fast. She really is swift. Mrs. Eubank greeted me on my arrival, and we headed towards the trophy room, where we believe Chandra may have been. The door was locked tight, so I had to force it open. Chandra was inside, unconscious. She had clearly been attacked. Confirmed she was still alive before we transported her to the hospital. I see. So, what was the weapon? We haven't found one yet. I was told that she'd been hit on the back of the head with a flat and blunt object. You mean like the golf clubs on the wall? We know it must have had blood on it, given the injury, but everything we've tested so far has come back negative for blood. So I believe the culprit must have taken the weapon with them. I have the medical report right here. Take a look at it. So suffered a single blunt force wound to the back of the head from a flat object. There were no other injuries present. What if it's still in the house? Shouldn't we just test everything? Not without reasonable suspicion or a warrant. It'd be ruled as inadmissible and thrown out otherwise. You don't think there are a few things going on here that might make the evidence be ruled as inadmissible? You know, like the part where I'm not actually a police officer? Okay. Right now, we only have grounds to test what's around the crime scene. Guess that makes sense. It does make things harder, though. It's a necessary evil. So for now, let's just investigate this room. We might find something. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, well, let's see what we can find, if anything. Rug. Wow, Justina, that's not what we're here for. We're here to investigate an attempted murder. Needs more color variety. Green and purple would help. No, but it's super fluffy. But I wouldn't give it to be cat and just roll around without a care. It looks fine to me. This is a man who looks like a walking lobster. Oh man, that was a bit savage. Why would you do that to him? Be nice. He's been working really hard to infiltrate the crustacean smugglers. Oh my god. You're right. I was being too crabby. Oh, no. Now it's becoming puns. When this is over, I'm going shopping for new clothes. Okay. It's a safe from this morning. You mean yesterday. You only saw it this morning from tape recorded yesterday. Time is just an excuse to display power over others. I actually really agree with that statement these days. I learned about it this morning, therefore it only existed since then. We also met this morning, so have I only existed since this morning? Detective, it's a safe from yesterday. Doesn't seem to be relevant to our current case, so let's leave it alone. Bedsheet. What's this? Looks like a white bedsheet, but it's covered in a bunch of dirt and grass. Detective Swift, do you know what this is? No idea. It was there when we secured the room. Whoever left it there must have been in a hurry. Well, Chandra was in here. Maybe she was planning on cleaning it when she got attacked? But there's no bed in here or anything for washing sheets. How'd it get this dirty? Strange. I'll record it for later. Yeah, that is weird. What? Okay. I don't understand why there's like a cabinet and a dress and stuff all in this so-called trophy room. Don't you usually have mainly trophies in trophy rooms? I'm not rich enough to have ever had a trophy room, so I don't really... I wonder what's in here. Looks like a landline, but it's covered in hair? It's cat fur. Red found some yesterday. Cat fur. Are you saying there was a cat in here? Not just any cat, an orange and white Siamese cat. Siamese don't come in orange! Anyway. Given how fresh the fur was, I'd say it was shed no more than an hour before it was discovered. I asked Mrs. Eubank about it, and she said it's from the family cat. Really? None of that was in the police report. Why leave it out? Brought up to the chief, but it was dismissed as irrelevant. He said, what are we supposed to do? Claim the cat as a witness and request testimony? Cats do make for poor witnesses. As for the phone, we believe this phone was used to call the police this morning. I'm not sure how it ended up here. Perhaps the thief tried to hide it. That's interesting that the phone that she used was covered with the fur of the cat that was supposed to be in the dining room while this whole mishigas was going on. I'll take note of both. Dress. Yeah, who does keep a single yellow dress hung up like that? Miss Eubank says it's what she wears when watching her husband play golf. No. No rich woman who's married to a rich man wears the same dress every time she goes and watches her man play golf. I don't believe that for a second. That's not what happens in real life. She says it's easier to find when it's next to the golf clubs. I'm surprised she wouldn't wear something fancier. She can afford whatever she wants, outfit she wants, but goes for tacky yellow. Ma'am, sir, you are wearing a giant red overcoat over a blue fisherman sweater with a blue flat cap. I don't want to hear it. It's simple and elegant like her personality. You need a better eye for fashion, Red. There's more to style than just throwing on whatever. I'm a simple man. All I need is something that fits me. Golf clubs. There's some golf clubs over here. How strange. This blue one has had its head polished, but not the rest of it. I guess Chandra was cleaning it when she got attacked. Or the person who attacked her hit her with the golf club and cleaned it afterwards. That's what we thought, but there's nothing in here for cleaning a golf club with. According to the Eubanks, after delivering breakfast, Chandra was asked to clean the blue one. Is there a golf tournament coming up? Maybe Mr. Eubank will use it there. That doesn't... Then why would he want this one cleaned? These clubs are just for show. What do you mean? He keeps his real clubs in his room. These three are his lucky clubs. These three are more to show off. Claims he carried them to a few tournaments he won. Strange. Why did you want just one cleaned then? I'm sorry, come on! Come on, we are not at least going to have the thought, like, you're supposed to be a homicide detective and you didn't think, ooh, well, this one has been cleaned off. Maybe this is the murder weapon. I didn't ask him. Don't worry about it. If it's connected to this case, we can ask him later. Do you think any of these clubs could have been the weapon? We tested them for blood, but they came back negative. Did you shine a nice light on them? Little black light, you know, there's ways to, oh god. I'll add this to the evidence. Yeah, what's going on with what is going on with their investigative skills? Like, hello, you notice one club has been cleaned. You take that club in. Yeah, luminol. Not to mention, I think there's some other stuff you can test, other tests you can do. What? This doesn't make any sense. According to this trophy, Mr. Eubank got first place at a golf tournament recently. Apparently, he's won plenty of trophies in the past. One magazine said a true visionary, when his company's stock goes up, his golf score goes down. What? Isn't a low score bad? No. Golf is about getting the ball in the hole with the least number of swings, so a low score is best. If it's so great, why display only one trophy? Huh. You make a good point. Let's get to another room. This room is unusually bare, given his previous record. So the culprit came in through this window, huh? Given that the door was locked, they would have had to leave through it as well. But then why would they close the window? Surely a thief escaping in a hurry wouldn't put in the effort to close it. It does seem odd. It was closed when we got here. Whoever attacked Chandra must have closed it. Okay. So it took me 20 minutes to drive here. How did you get here so fast? Yeah, like, that's what I mean, like, what are you guys doing? What? Did they, like, the real reason they yanked me from the paperwork department is because none of them are competent? Believe it or not, I'm the fastest member of the force. Criminals think they can outrun the law if they haven't met Zephyr. Zephyr? That's my ride. Just a standard issue motorcycle with some custom upgrades. I know all the ins and outs of the city. Trust me, whenever there's a murder, I'm the first one there. Good to know. Okay. So why is Hana the prime suspect in this? I don't see anything that ties back to her. Well, there isn't anything direct. But given how the body was found, our best assumption is that the thief had to have returned. We talked to the chief. He doesn't want us going after the Eubanks. The Eubanks have a lot of sway in this city. Unless we had ironclad proof, let's just say the fallout would be enormous. Certainly hate to get on their bad side. So with nothing else to go on, our best guess remains the thief. That's awful. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? That only applies in a court of law. Police have much simpler priorities when making an arrest. So until we find the true culprit, Monsieur is the prime suspect. I mean, she is the one who at the moment makes the most sense. Realistically. Why the long face? We're here to prove her innocent. Our system isn't perfect, but it'll work out in the end. Far from perfect. I'm surprised you don't mind us hijacking your investigation. Red may seem a bit absent-minded, but really, he's dedicated to the core. Even if I tried to stop him, he'd still worm his way into this. Besides, he's the better detective. Is he? If anyone can solve this case, it's him. But this is your case. Don't you want to be the one to solve it? Well, Red has his quirks, but unlike me, he has the actual brains to back it up. Then what are you even doing here? I don't want to get in the way, so guarding the crime scene is the best I can do. I got promoted to detective last month because I gave the most speeding tickets, not for my— Oh. Oh my god. Oh no. We got a paperwork job at the least competent place. Oh yeah, no, the Phoenix Wright investigations as well, they're just like, they are also, like, that's like, I mean, it's fiction, obviously, so it's not, but we seem to have gotten a job at the least competent police office they could find, so that's great. The chief just wants me as an example to the other officers, an incentive to issue more tickets. Don't put yourself down, I'm sure you're a great detective. She's not a detective, she's a beat cop, a traffic cop even. We all have our skills. I drive fast and Red finds criminals. I accept that. Well, I haven't. You've been here all morning. You must have uncovered something. Well, there's one thing. The order of when everyone arrived here. First was Mrs. Eubank. She greeted me at the door and led me here. Then the chef came up. He had a frying pan, so I figured he came from the kitchen. After that, Mr. Eubank claimed to have heard a sound and rushed downstairs. See? We have a detective's attention to detail. But that's not all. Mr. Eubank's statement is important. Why is that? Well, if he had heard the thud, he must have been close to the crime scene, right? So I think he must have been in the room upstairs. What's about this room? The victim's bedroom. That can't be a coincidence! Oh no. Is this going where it looks like it's going? Let's go investigate that room. I couldn't find anything when I looked, but you two might be luckier. Then try again. A second look might be all you need. I thought we weren't allowed to investigate elsewhere. Red, how long have you been listening? Since about 11 sentences ago. You found the clue. You should find the proof. I'll stay here and watch the scene. You should go. You're way better than me at this. Take my assistant with you. I taught her everything. Wait! What do you mean you taught me everything? You gave me a 5-minute explanation! Oh no. Like I needed your help to look at an object and comment on it. Sure, I'll go with you. I want to be there when you find that proof. Okay. Alright, let's do it. But only for the bedroom. I'm leaving the rest of the house to Red. Once you're done collecting evidence, just head to her room. I'll meet you there. Okay, so we can go the kitchen or the bedroom. Oh gosh. I'm starting to see why they needed my help. It did mention, right, like the chef showed up with a frying pan, and a frying pan is also flat and blunt. Right? So let's just see. Seems a pair of red and green bell peppers have entered my pot. That sounded less creepy in your head, I hope, whoever you are. Ah, detective, you're back. Mr. Curry, I'm back with the newest member of the police's veggie garden. I'm Justina Smith, the green bell pepper? Pleasure to meet you. I'm Oliver Curry, personal chef to the Eubank family. Tell me, detective, why is everything kind of like on fire and stuff in this game? Maybe it's the smell. I don't know. Fortunately not. She's still recovering. Thankfully, it's not life-threatening. I can't believe someone would attack her. Could you all give her this box of food when you see her next? She didn't eat any breakfast this morning, and the hospital food isn't fit for rats to eat. Couldn't he just bring her the food himself? Well, whatever. I'll just take it. I read the report from yesterday, but you didn't come up. Where were you during the robbery? I was on vacation up until yesterday. I was gone for the past few days to visit my parents. It took a whole day of travel just to get back here. I arrived about an hour after the robbery. We checked his claims this morning. And he only showed up after the robbery. Speaking of this morning, where were you when Chandra got attacked? Why do you ask? Just doing a routine investigation. Well, I already told you all this, but I'll say it again. I spent most of the day cooking. Chandra came here this morning to bring the family their breakfast. After that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. Police had already found her in the trophy room by then. I mean, he is the chef, but wait. Didn't someone mention... I don't know. We can't really look at a lot of that until we go back to yeah. I don't think we're gonna find any evidence here, but sure. Stop staring at me, you overgrown side dish. I don't need to be guilt-tripped into eating my veggies. So you have taken an interest in my salad. Sir, that sounded a lot more inappropriate than I think you intended it to. Oh, yeah, it looks tasty. As tasty as a salad can be. The finest, of course, for the Eubanks. Anything less than I would be no different than a greasy fast food cook. I'd better not tell him about my high school job. Oh, wow, this is some fancy wine. Let's see. Our winery started over 50 years ago by a pair of brothers with nothing except 2 cows and a dream. No, isn't that how Ben and Jerry started? They worked hard growing the best ingredients in order to deliver the finest taste to your mouth. If you want quality, always look for the 2 cow logo. Impressive, but I still don't know what kind of wine this is. A painting. I really like this painting. The countryside landscape looks so peaceful with the muted color palette. My mom paints as a hobby. This was a gift from her, so I could be reminded of home. You're from the country? Yep, a small town called Appleton. It's a farming town way out to the east. The Eubanks didn't care. They hired me off my food alone. Well, you're supposed to cook for them, so I would hope so. A lot of those wealthy folk treat us like we're lessers, just because we're from the country. Well, the Eubanks seem quite nice, at least. It's a lovely bouquet. Why are we investigating these things? They're yellow poppy flowers. Mrs. Eubank says they represent optimism. Just like hummingbirds. She loves to be optimistic, so those are her favorite. They're very pretty. I should buy some for my room. Wonder what's in here. Don't open that! Ew! Sorry. What's in there anyways? It's cat food. Eubanks got some while I was away. I can't stand the smell of that stuff. Oh, gosh. They got like, what, did they get like the cheapest cat food they could find? Surely it can't smell that bad. Well, it does. It doesn't help that I'm allergic to cats. That probably doesn't help. So why keep the food here then? The Eubanks don't know I'm allergic and I don't want to cause a fuss. They want it in here, and so it stays in here. This job is important to me. The Eubanks want a cat, and I don't want them replacing me over it. Thankfully, Miss Eubank has a no-cat policy in the kitchen. I'd be read it as a tomato otherwise. Well, why don't you look for a place to work without any cats around? Work doesn't grow on trees. I applied to hundreds of places before I landed this job. I won't let a single cat take that away from me. Huh. Interesting. What's this hood for? I captured smoking grease. Okay, so whatever else Justina can do, I don't know if she's much of a cook. Carries them out of the kitchen. Oh, really? I've never seen one. How sad. The smell of grease must be dreadful in your kitchen. I'm used to it. Food is food, after all. Oh. How did he do that? Somebody could maybe inform the Eubanks that their chef might be possessed by a demon. I can't stand it. It makes the kitchen smell awful. Plus, it's a health hazard. Depending on where you live, it might be required by law. But it's another case of the landlord forgetting to tell me. Okay. Well, it didn't tell us a whole lot, but let's go see what's going on in the bedroom. Yeah, that is two things that immediately I noticed. It's very not decorated. Even got like the wallpaper peeling off. And then there's a phone in her bedroom, so why was she using the one in the trophy room? I don't know why everybody's so incompetent. I mean, the game is funny, but it is a little sort of... Why does no one know how to do their job? Are we really in the same house? This room is a bit bland. I mean, Chandra might just be banging Mr. Eubanks, okay? So, like, there is that. That is suspicious. Maybe she prefers being minimalist. That or the Eubanks don't pay her enough. Either way, a modest room makes our lives easier. I guess. Let's just check this chest for clues. You mean this dresser for clues? No, it has drawers that you pull out, so it's a chest of drawers. Dressers are short and wide, while chests of drawers are tall and narrow. Oh my god. Girl, I want to slap you right now. They have a warrant for the crime scene. I don't know why they specifically mention that we don't have like a warrant for the rest of the house, but I think we can look around, but we can't take anything. I think is what they meant, but I don't know. I don't know. True, yeah, they are allowing us. They gave us the right to search the house. Oh, she is very much the Pop-Tart is a type of ravioli kind of person. Oh, expect her to say, actually, all the time. Therefore, it's a dresser. Is this really that important? Let's just look inside. There's some golf club cleaner. And what looks like a camera. Why would there be a camera in here? The inside seemed broken. Judging by the dust, I'd say it was hidden away on top of the wardrobe. Some of the parts have fresh club cleaner on it. So whoever put it here must have been using the club cleaner. Well, why is it broken? The scratches on it mean it must have hit the floor pretty hard. That would have been enough to break it. The fresh club cleaner on it, it must have been broken today. I doubt it simply fell on its own. Just one mystery on top of another. Let's add both to the evidence. I mean, I guess there would be, like golf club cleaner stuff, but I never really thought about that. Like, so, we have this camera. Window. Nice and open. This room is a bit cold. This window must be why. It's letting a draft in. Why is it open? We found it open when we got here. Did Chandra open it? No idea. Best to leave it alone for now. Yeah. Wardrobe. For a maid, there sure's a lot of cat fur in here, especially around this wardrobe. I wonder what's inside. What the? Aha! You finally found me! I'm waiting here forever. Now hand over your badge, Miss Detective. You were in here the whole time? Hang on, you know her already? Of course, she's... Is that... No, I think it's the girl talk... Is that Fi? Is that supposed to be Fi, or did... Oh... And this is my cat, Toasty. Nice to meet you both. Also, right, that's not orange and white. That's orange and cream. Which is completely different. But like orange and white... what was it? Yeah, it could be Felix. That's a good point, yeah. But they said it was a... Yeah, but they said, it was a orange and white, and now I can't remember the breed name, Siamese. And I don't... First of all, I think you can get cream Siamese, but you do not get them in orange and white. They have a... Also, though, the points are kind of wrong, too, but... God, just hope they don't have any horses in this game, because... Boy, it's gonna get ugly if they do. My name's Justina. I'm here to help out with the investigation today. Yeah, they have point markings. So yeah, so this is the Eubanks cat. He's super cute. I think he likes you, miss. So, why exactly does she want your badge, detective? I may or may not have promised to play hide and seek with her this morning, and I may have bet my badge on it. Turns out she's really hard to find. Have you really been in here this whole time? Yep. Since you never found me, I won. Yeah, I suspect pet shows would, we're just watching a little bit of, like, the, Westminster Kennel Show on, like, TV, like, for, like, the next week afterwards, you're, like, a complete dog expert just from that, so. Now give me your badge. But I did find you. No, you didn't. The green lady found me, so it doesn't count. She takes hide and seek seriously. Hey, let's worry about the badge later, okay? Right now, I want to ask you a couple questions about today. Well, Toasty and I are really tired, so we're having trouble remembering things. I'm being extorted by a child! You want us to pay you? Father tells me that information is worth more than gold, so I'm not going to talk to you for free. I can't believe I'm being extorted by a kid. Oh no, it would serve her right if I stole her cat. Detective, what do we do now? Hold on, I've got an idea. Tell you what, Fee, how about we play a little game instead? Game? We're listening. You... Absolutely time for some police brutality. Oh no. You answer all our questions honestly, and Justina will give you whatever you want. But if we catch you lying, I get to keep my badge. Deal? Hang on, I didn't agree to that. Hey, I already put my badge on the line. Take one for the team. Alright, fine. Really hope this kid is bad at lying. So how does that sound to you, Fee? I love, like, that she seems to telepathically consult with the cat before she answers. It's amazing. Deal. What do you want to know? Don't remember hearing about her at all in the police report. I wonder if she saw anything. Let's start from the beginning. Where were you yesterday when the robbery happened? Also, she's a minor, so I'm pretty sure I actually can't just be talking to her about this. I don't know if she would necessarily need a lawyer, but I would guess she would at least need a parent with her. You know, kids being, well, kids. That's easy. You better get ready to give us a piggyback ride of a lifetime. My back's already aching from the thought. I really hope Detective Swift knows what she's gotten us into. Well, before all the police came, Chandra wanted to play hide and seek. Toasty and I, we decided to hide in the kitchen. I waited there for a while, and by the time I came out, all the police were there. Chandra never found us, so I won. I see. But the cat's not allowed in the kitchen. Eh? What? Oh, okay. Aren't I supposed to, like... I guess maybe I need to finish investigating first. So much cat fur. Cats tend to shed more during the spring to prepare for the summer heat. Given that it's April, this amount of fur is normal. Cats know no bounds. Yeah, some of the wallpaper is peeling. Yeah, I noticed that earlier. We should check it out. Leave no stone unturned. But if we make it worse, it's just wallpaper. We can fix it up. Alright. Oh, my. Look behind the paper. There's a small hole. I think this must be some kind of storage space. But of course. Do you see anything in there? Looks like a filing drawer? There's a bunch of important documents inside? What do you mean? Insurance paperwork, medical documents, Chandra's passport. It's all properly labeled. Hang on. There's something missing here. I can see a spot for a file, but there's nothing inside. I'll note this down. Okay. Interesting. Missing spot. We should just check this for prints. You won't believe this. Chandra's prints are here, but there's another set of prints too. Whose? Mr. Eubank himself. Oh god, they're stepping each other. Oh no. Wait, how did you identify those prints so quickly? I carry a small device for it. It holds a small database of prints that I can... You know, I'm just gonna move on. That sounds like bullshit, but I'm moving on. I got a sample of everyone's prints earlier. These prints are pretty fresh too. I'd say they were left today. I mean, hi Crimson. We are attempting to investigate a crime with a cavalcade of the most incompetent cops you will ever find. And I mean, you know, that bar it's not that high. Science can tell if fingerprints are fresh. It's not science. The paper's still sticky. No dust on it from being exposed for too long. So it had to have been peeled today. If the fingerprints are on the sticky side, that means it showed up today. Wow, she knows her stuff. Okay. 2 kinds of evidence from 1 clue. Nice work. Yeah. What's wrong? It's just, it was here earlier. I didn't bother to check. You're... I could have found this, but you found those prints, and you noticed that missing file, and if you hadn't come here, no one would have found it. But we did find it. It's a 2-person job. let's just keep investigating. Okay? I should talk to her about this after the case. I mean, she was, you know, a traffic cop like 5 minutes ago, so. This painting looks so sad. The mountains are crying out in pain. Crying out in pain? Yes! Look at the one in the far back. Its side was chopped off. Chip that size could only be missing because of human activity. That, or the artist just didn't notice. Of course the artist noticed. Every detail of a painting like this is deliberate. Every brushstroke, every line. Justina, have you previously been an artist? You sound like you're an artist yourself. No, I'm terrible at it. My parents are artists, though. Sorry for getting a bit carried away there. Don't worry about it. You're cute when you get all fired up like that. Ooh. Are we gonna have lesbians? Because I'm down for crime solving with some lesbians. Let's move on. Everything's better with lesbians, just like everything's better with bacon. The bed looks so bare with only that thin sheet. I expected a bit more from a maid. She must not have made her bed this morning. It sounded like she was rather busy. She probably had to hide all the rest of the bed stuff because there was evidence that she and the husband are fucking. I can make my bed in under a minute. What's her excuse? A minute? The personal record is 36.33 seconds. What's yours? Edgeworth and Phoenix have such a, oh god, just fuck already, energy. I can't remember the last time I made my bed before work. I must have forgotten. How about I just add the bed to evidence for now? Phone! What a quaint phone. Hang on. Looks like it's damaged. The receiver is cracked. Perhaps someone dropped it? There have been teeny bits of plastic on the floor. Maybe. Let's add it to the evidence. Okay. Okay. Toasty! Do you mind if I pet oh, pet the cat! Go ahead. He's really soft. Toasty used to live outside. He just always come to say hi to us. I'm glad Toasty has a new home. My neighborhood has more stray cats than I can count. You should adopt one of them. I hate seeing Toasty without a home. I'll think about it. I don't really like the idea of trying to grab one of those feral cats off the street. Oh, God. I didn't know that, but I might have to look for that image, because that sounds hilarious. Why did you want Detective Swift's badge? So Toasty can become Detective Toasty. He's a cop who doesn't play by the rules. Fee, cops are supposed to follow the law, not break it. Well, somebody ought to tell them that. Detective Toasty should set a good example. That's boring. We like our way better. If he really is just a kid. Review statement. Right. But Toasty's not allowed in the kitchen. Pete, we already spoke to Oliver. He said cats aren't allowed in the kitchen. You couldn't have hidden there with Toasty. You did? How would he know? He wasn't here. He went on some trip. That's true. How can we prove Toasty wasn't there? Well, drat. There's gotta be a way. I just have to think. Because Toasty is shedding everywhere. There's just Toasty fur all over the place. It would be in the kitchen, too. And then Oliver would have found it and had an allergic reaction. Toasty likes to shed a lot, doesn't he? In fact, everywhere he goes, he seems to leave a trace of it. But I don't remember seeing any sort of cat fur in the kitchen. If you'd really hid there with Toasty, there would have been cat fur all over the place. And poor Mr. Curry would have been sneezing like crazy. fine. You win. I wasn't in the kitchen. You can keep your stupid badge. I didn't want it anyways. Whew, good work, Justy. My badge is safe. Justy. So, Fee, if you weren't in the kitchen, then where were you hiding? Toasty can't remember. This again. Think, Justina. There's gotta be some way to figure out where she was. Do I? I do. I think. Because orange cat fur in the Fee, we found orange cat fur in the trophy room. Detective Swift said she found it yesterday. It was no more than an hour old. So I think you and Toasty were hiding in the trophy room when the robbery happened. But... Okay. I was hiding in there, but you can't tell anyone. Fee, why didn't you tell the police about this? And why didn't anyone talk to this child? I'm not supposed to go in there, and Toasty isn't either. I didn't want to get in trouble. Father found out, he tried to take Toasty away. I couldn't let Toasty go back in the wild. I need you to tell us about what happened yesterday. It'll help us find out what happened to Chandra. Do you promise I won't get in trouble? We promise. Well, I heard Chandra and someone else there. I think they were taking stuff out of the safe. I got really scared. I told Oliver about it. He always knows what to do. Hang on. Oliver knew. He never mentioned that. I was scared about what might happen to Chandra. Father started being really mean to her, and I thought Oliver could help her. Wait, what? Oh no, you don't think. Let's not jump to any conclusions yet. We'll make a note of this for later. Thank you, Fee. You helped out a lot. And so did you, Toasty. Gonna get a piggyback ride as thanks? Yeah, Kenchi? Don't encourage her! Okay. The thick is plotting. Oh, they are... Oh... Let's just pop outside and see if our friend Detective Lobster has anything to say. Okay, let's see what he has to say here. Pretty friendly with the chef. Wise detective always befriends the cook. That way you get the best snacks. So it's all just for the food? Not just the food, Miss Assistant. I was hoping you might have seen something. When I found out he was away during the robbery, I crossed him off my list of suspects. I see. So you befriended him to get information. Clever. Bingo. Only afterwards did I try his cooking. I'm taking my compliment back. Sophie, you and Detective Swift are pretty different. If I were to paint you two, I'd use oil paint for you and watercolors for her. Sorry, but your analogy is lost on me. Yeah, I get what she means, actually. I mean, you're very patient and methodical, while she's very intense and prone to fly away. I still don't get it. Oh, never mind. Yes, the inner art student rears her head. Sir, were you aware that Fee was in the bedroom? Nope. I didn't arrive until after Sophie played hide and seek with her. I figured she could find her on her own. She almost lost her badge. You should have helped. But she didn't, did she, Miss Assistant? I guess. Okay. Let's go see if Oliver can explain himself. What exactly did Fee say? Okay. No, I wonder what... So, why can't we... whole day to travel. That must have been exhausting. It certainly was, but no matter the distance, they're my family. Then why work here? Couldn't you work closer to your family? They would have forced me to work in the family business. No, Sherry and I are much happier here. Sherry? My frying pan. Okay. Name's a frying pan. Right. So what exactly is your family's business? They run a restaurant back home. Not much artistry there. Everything is fried. Here, I'm free to make anything I wish. Don't the Eubanks decide what you cook? They might decide their meals, but how I prepare them is entirely up to me. My creativity runs free in this kitchen. I see. It's not about food is making me hungry. I should add his frying pan. I mean, Sherry to the evidence. I named my wheelchair, so sounds like Mr. Eubank is a good boss. He's a wonderful boss, such a joy to cook for. When he's hungry, he never minces his words, never hums and haws. No, he always knows exactly what he wants. Sounds reasonable to me. I'm lucky to have a boss as kind as him. Not all of them are like that. Many personal chefs get treated poorly. They're seen as expendable. Chandra and I, on the other hand, have been treated well by Mr. Eubank. Yeah, he seems to be treating her really well. You've been rather quiet, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear he does the bare minimum for his employees. Do you have a problem with Mr. Eubank? I do, but not because he's a bad boss. Why then? I have my reasons. You should go meet him yourself, Justina. He's usually in his office upstairs. He is? Let's go pay him a visit. Suppose we need a statement. Well, we can head there whenever you're ready. Okay, so we can't seem to ask Oliver about what the heck is going on with what he knows. But, we can go talk to the big cheese himself. Okay. Forget the foyer. This is the real lion's den. Detective, maybe we should... Good afternoon, Mr. Eubank. I'm back. Too late. Ah, Detective, have you finished dealing with our little rat problem yet? Why are both him and his wife wearing, what are they called? Monocles, right? They're both wearing monocles, and one is wearing them on one side, one is wearing them on the other. Is that just them sort of having fun with design, or is there supposed to be a reason? I don't know. Ah, Detective, have you finished dealing with our little rat problem yet? Rat problem? The scurrying, thieving rat in my home. We've dealt with the thief. We're here on other matters. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. Justina, this here is Owen Eubank, founder and CEO of Eubank Investments. An assistant. I didn't know you were a detective of prestige. Hey, I'm not a trophy. She wanted to tag along to see a pro at work. We are to find out more about the attack on Chandra. I'm sorry to say, but I won't be much help in the matter. Why not? This is your house, isn't it? Surely you know about what goes on here. If you must know, Miss Smith, I only saw Miss Lear during breakfast, and we hardly spoke at all. No idea what happened after that. Now, I'm really quite busy right now, and I don't have time for all these inane questions. Real helpful, this guy. Clearly the window isn't going to look through itself. Nevertheless, we still need to record your statement. Just give us a few sentences, and we won't bother you again. You officers are always such a bother. Fine, but let's make it quick. Around 7:30 this morning, I went down to the dining room to have breakfast with my family. Ms. Lear came to serve us the food, and that was the only time I saw her. After that, I went straight back to my office, where I remained for the rest of the morning. Not long after, you all showed up and told me Miss Lear had been attacked. Oh, he's lying so hard. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Eubank. We'll need to have a look around and ask you a few more questions, and then we'll be out of your way. His assistant, let's get to work. Right. Okay, well, let's take a closer look around. I don't think we're going to be able to get much done with him here, but there are quite a lot of history books here. History is a wonderful thing. It defines who we are, and yet we can only ever experience it once. I actually agree with him on that, but you know. For example, this book that I'm currently reading is about how Azure City went from being a small city-state to the sprawling capital it is now. Grew so fast simply by merging with other city-states over the course of a scant 50 years. It's truly marvelous. Certainly is. This is what I get for sleeping through history class. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Am I just weird? Too much of a history nerd. What's this? A guide to taking care of monocles? Oh no! I didn't think they actually wrote books on this. Monocle's a gentleman's best friend. It would be a crime not to keep it clean. It's just half a piece of pair of glasses. You just use the same cloth you use for your glasses. Come on. Gentleman's best friend. Doesn't your wife wear one as well? Hers is a simple accessory. Mine is a prescription. I can't see with my left eye without it. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know which of those statements surprises me more. Laptop. I don't think we can't just look on his computer, Justina. A video game? Melody Man 12? Stop snooping around. Sorry, but I have to ask. Why would a man of your age be into video games? Oh, screw you, Justina! Video games know no age. I'm only in my 30s. I was there when Melody Man started fighting for everlasting music. I see. I guess even Owen had a childhood. This is an expensive lamp. Looks like the price tag is still on it. This thing is worth more than my entire month's salary. Be careful around that. I already had to replace that lamp once. What happened? That nuisance of a cat came running in here and knocked it over. A whole lamp. Cat must be all muscle. No. A cat running? That's not a very, very thick, like, lamppost. That, absolutely. Like, cats are literally capable of turning into lead. Come on. If it were up to me, that cat would never set foot in this house. What stopped you? My wife. She was determined to take that cat in. Once that woman sets her mind on something, nothing can stop her. I see. Not much to find here. Golf club. Mr. Eubank, I understand you asked Chandra to clean one of your golf clubs today. May I ask why? Oh, she was cleaning the top of his club, alright. A friend of mine wanted to borrow it for an upcoming tournament. Since those are my luckiest clubs, he hoped it would give him an edge. He was supposed to come today, but we had to reschedule. Yeah, I bet. Seems like he asked Chandra to clean it by chance. Mr. Eubank, I was reviewing the case file for the robbery this morning. I have to ask, why does Chandra know the code to the safe? Do I need a reason? No, it's just odd. If you must know, it's because she's a trusted employee. She did a lot of the accounting work. Giving her the code made things easier for the both of us. Does that answer your question? Yes. This doesn't add up. If he's embezzling money, then why did he trust Chandra? And why is his maid doing the accounting work? Do you have some reason to believe she'd keep it a secret? What the heck? Notably, Ferris claimed she was in the dining room by herself. That's interesting. I'm not entirely sure where to go next. Like, I'd really like to talk to, Oliver about that whole thing with Fee being... That's right, the fingerprints. Left today. Let's see. There we go. As Mr. Eubank, as part of our investigation, we searched Chandra's room. Inside, we found a small hidden filing cabinet. If you were in your office all day, then why did we find your prints there? Wait, does he have spare monocles? Oh, I must have touched it some other time. That drawer was covered behind freshly peeling wallpaper. Those prints had to have been left today. You can't be serious. It's an outrageous invasion of privacy. Who authorized you to start dusting my house for fingerprints? We have the right to test for fingerprints as part of our investigation, so long as we have just cause. Now, you can either confess here, or we can do this at the station. Is this really how you treat innocent bystanders? Only ones who are lying. Now start talking. I needed to speak to Miss Lee over a delicate matter. I went there for that. If you just give me a moment, I can explain all your worries away. No one could have known she was in her room. Me visiting her is unrelated to this assault. That's why I kept my visit to myself. It's all just a massive coincidence. That's not true at all. Is it this one? No. Wait. Wait. Wait, though. Okay, let me see. Yeah, they were stuck around her wardrobe because the kid was in there. What? Sometimes these games, like, there are these things and they're just like, no, that doesn't work. It's like, but it should. So what is it we need? Because, I mean, this is a pretty bare bones statement. What? this is the crime scene during the robbery. I'm actually not sure. Window was open. But beyond that, I genuinely am not sure what I'm supposed to use. But, sir, you said... But he said... Hmm. Yeah. I always hate when I reach a point where I'm not sure where to go. And we had a little bit of this with Ace Attorney too, is that like occasionally you're just like, you can't find more information, but you also don't, know what is actually the right, thing. I generally have drawn a blank on this one. I can check. That's the open window. It's an open window up there. Why would you want to keep the window open on such a cool day? Let's take a close look at it once we're inside. The door. It seems less grand than I expected. What did you expect? A luxurious palace the size of a stadium? Home prices already are going up far faster than most wages. Still prime real estate. At least they keep their home modest rather than driving up the prices even further. I suppose so. So how was my driving? You never drove above the speed limit. You even dipped 5 below on the freeway. Just driving a police car. I just set a good example. You know, studies show that slower drivers cause more accidents than faster ones. Really? I guess I'll look that up later. Okay. Is there anything else to see in here? Certainly doesn't seem like it. Okay. Well, crap. I seem to have Ew. Real estate investment. All the statements. Yeah, all he said is no one could have known she was in her room. But... Okay, it says investigate the office in our leads. Did we not do that? Or is that because we have to deal with his... Yeah, it's just the video game. So yeah, we know his statement is hinky. Because how could no one have known? I would dispute that, but... What is the dog doing? What is the dog doing? Is the dog being a little bit naughty? What annoys me is that the other detective there, Swift, mentioned him talking about hearing a thump, and that is not in any of this for me to make use of, which, well, here is here. Yeah. That's weird. Ferris, the cat, what about them? Yeah. She did. I think. I mean, I can try talking to her about that. Self in the dining room. We adopted a stray cat yesterday. I was feeding him. So the whole time. But does that... Oh. I don't think we have anything that necessarily proves that, though. The cat fur didn't, even though it was in the bedroom. And I may have to come back to this another time, then, because my brain is a little tired. And that does not make for the best case solving. Let me see. Yeah, it's been a couple hours, and it's been a while since I streamed. I'm a little, I feel a little out of practice. But this is fun. I mean, yeah, the competence level is a little questionable in a lot of these cases. But sometimes that's just how it is, I guess. I don't know, I think it's supposed to be humorous more than anything else. I don't think we're supposed to be, like, really, like, you know, it's a little fun to nitpick, but I don't think they're trying to make it an accurate investigation. But I'm having fun with it, so I will probably return to this. I am gonna do some more of Doki Doki Literature Club. It was the month of December, and Doki Doki Literature Club is not really a warm, fuzzy Christmas type game, so I figured I'd save it until after the holidays. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here, and hopefully my health will continue to be alright, and I'll be back for more streams before very long. I've played... God... How much of... I've played a few sessions of Doki Doki right now. But, I should warn you, though, if you play it, it's something. But yeah. That will be all for me. I think I'm gonna go have some tea because my throat is a little sore. And hopefully be back, like, let's say maybe Monday. That would be my hope. I really hope. So, I'm actually gonna, let me just, I know how to do this. Right, I'm gonna I'm gonna raid, Panda's live, so I figured I could raid to Panda. There we go. Definitely helps if I spell it right. There we go. And... right. Start raid. Okay. Oh, I'm sending out fall to Panda, and I'm going to have myself a nice cup of tea for my throat. It's nice having y'all here. Just go, raid, shoo.
If someone just runs up to you at the start of the game and they're like,